Alright, so I just sent out some notifications that I'm streaming. So let me check to make sure audio is currently working. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so today we are playing Punishing Dack. It's essentially Grixis control deck, but we're playing Punishing Fires and some Dack Fadens in the main deck. The deck was popularized by another streamer. He typically streams Legacy on for the challenges. Let's see if we can get a match going. There we go. Won the die roll, so that's pretty good. Hand looks like a keep to me, so let's get started. Go ahead and keep that. This deck wants mana pretty badly, so Delver's fine. Go ahead and fetch up our basic. We're likely we could be playing against Death Shadow, so we want to try to play around Wasteland as much as possible. No days here, so that's good for us. Delver didn't flip, also good for us. We're playing Dack Faden and Punishing Fire. It might look like regular. Ooh, I've not seen that icon before. It does play a lot of the same cards between Grixis control, but we do have 3 Grove of the Burn Willows and 3 Punishing Fires in our deck and this tropical island. So not much is going on here. We're going to go ahead and cast this Brainstorm. Here we found some Punishing Fires. Go ahead and put back these 2 lands, play out this Tarn, and then we'll go ahead and on his turn cast Punishing Fire on this Delver. Keep. Chose not to reveal. So his Delver still isn't flipping. Makes me think that he might have... Yeah, it looks a lot like Grixis control until we start drawing the crazy cards. So it looks like he's on Grixis Delver, not Shadow. We'll just go ahead and fetch here and Punishing Fire it. Let's see. Go ahead and just grab Volk here. And then we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's go ahead and just cast this Gurmag Angler. I'm leaving up Grove to both play around days and to buy back Punishing Fire later in the game, and I'm leaving Baleful Strix for this Kolaghan's command that we have in hand. Wasteland likely on the Grove, but we'll go ahead and return this Punishing Fire. These little icons that are new are pretty interesting. Not actually seen them. True name Nemesis is good. I have a whole lot of Snapcaster mages. So can't really attack here. I think our best course of action is likely to cast this Culligan's command, returning a Baleful Strix and making him discard a card. We do have answers to the True Name Nemesis. We're playing mainboard Diabolic Edict and To the Slaughter. So True Name Nemesis isn't the end-all be-all. Okay. Fish resolves. Okay, and then I'm just going to fire off this Culligan's command to return Baleful Strix and make him discard. Force of Will, not the best right here. Let's go ahead and see if we can hit a land drop. Hit a Brainstorm. We'll go ahead and cast that. More Punishing Fires, which we currently do not need, so we'll go ahead and shuffle those away. Attacking with the Angler here is not great because he can just trade for it, and I'd much rather have the Angler on the battlefield as the Strix is checking this Angler. Next turn we get a Jace and unsummon an Angler, or I guess we could Brainstorm looking for an Edict effect. Take 3 again. Go ahead and grab the Badlands, it looks like. Fatal Push. Doesn't really kill any of these. So let's go ahead and cast this Jace. And I'm just going to Brainstorm. I think this Angler's being checked, so it's not really doing anything. The True Name will likely attack the Jace anyway. So about the only thing I could actually Fate Seal myself, but if he just has like Bolt plus attack, then I don't really get any value out of the Jace. So I think Brainstorming's the correct play here. Go ahead and put back this Fatal Push and one of these Snapcaster mages. We might want the Punishing Fire for a bit later. Fetch out an Underground Sea, cast a Ponder. Hopefully we can find an Edict effect shortly. Found another Ponder and a land. I don't think that's exactly what we want. We do need to find an Edict effect pretty soon, so I'm just going to shuffle that. There we go. Still on defense mode with my creatures. Yeah, he has a Lightning Bolt, which he just sent at my face, so it makes me think he has one more Lightning Bolt, at least, so I can go ahead and force that. Yep, so I'm going to go ahead and force this, pitching a Snapcaster Mage. Now next turn I have unsummon into To the Slaughter to get rid of this True Name Nemesis. Has a second Gurmag Angler, which I'll have to force as well. Okay, so now let's return this to his hand. Now we cast 2 the Slaughter, targeting him. And then we can finally start getting in some damage. Might be too late though. We'll see. He's going to recast the Angler. Any burn spell is basically lethal for him though. Yep. Fish is good. Let's go ahead and get this Dack fading out. And we'll go ahead and see what is going on. The fetch land doesn't do anything. If we just unsummon this again, we attack him down. We attack him for 6. He goes to 8. Then we can attack him for 6 and punishing fire him again. So there aren't any haste threats, but I'll just go ahead and discard one of these punishing fires. Then we'll return this Gurmag Angler back to his hand. And play out this Baleful Strix. And then attack him. And we should have lethal next turn, so long as he doesn't rip a Bolt or a Culligan's Command. We got there. Stabilized at 1 life, so that's pretty lucky. In these matchup, Force of Wills aren't the best. Pernicious Deeds, meh. It does take care of True Name Nemesis. Same thing with Engineered Explosives. You also want this Edict. Pyroblasts are pretty good. So move those over there. I can see a world where we want Notion Thief. Opponent's not a huge fan of all the mid-range, apparently, that's going on in Legacy right now. Okay, what else don't we want? Fatal Push is not exciting against him, even though he's playing Delvers. This just, I think it only hits Delvers. Deluge is good. It kills True Name Nemesis. Liliana Last Hope. I don't think it's actually very good. I'll go ahead and cut that. Let's see. Oh, that's true. He might be playing Baleful Strix, but I think he's on the Grixis Delver list, so I don't actually think this is going to be killing any Baleful Strix for him. We can trim a Dack, but I don't think that's exactly what we want to do. Hydroblast is probably pretty good. It's going to counter his Culligan's Command. Ricefall, is this a... Yeah, so essentially I took one of Stryfo's old lists, and he was running 2 counterbalances in there, and I removed the counterbalances for something else. But yeah, that's essentially kind of where I got this list from. Let's see, so we'll go ahead and trim a Dack for that Hydroblast. But yeah, I've watched him stream the deck a few times, and it seems pretty good, so I wanted to try it out and see how I like it. This hand's not the best, but it can definitely get there. So we'll go ahead and give it a try. Go ahead and ponder. Of note, I'm just leading on Volcanic Island mostly because I don't care if he wastelands this, and if he has a wasteland, then it doesn't really matter. We are looking for a black source though, so even though that Baleful Strix and Pernicious Deed are good, I think we do want to shuffle this. And then we hit a black source, so that's good. So Wasteland on the Volk, which is fine. And a Delver, which is also fine. We hit our black source, so let's just go ahead and Inquisition and see what else he has. He has a Underground Sea, a Thoughtseize, a Spell Pierce, and a Brainstorm, and 2 lands. So I think, obviously Brainstorm's his strongest card. It can help set up Delver too. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and take the Brainstorm. He'll likely Thoughtseize us. Probably take the Punishing Fire, but I don't think that's terribly irrelevant. We have enough removal for this Delver that it shouldn't be too much of an issue. And he drew a Daze. So Thoughtseize an Underground Sea, sure. I'm kind of liking these icons if I just knew exactly what it was that they actually did. So I think once I end up getting used to them, they'll be a benefit. But right now they're kind of confusing. Let's go ahead and Ponder, and I don't mind so much if he Spell Pierces this. Looks like that's what he's going to do. That's fine. So he played out his Volcanic Island and he has 2 cards left. So we can go ahead and essentially him this turn, which is the Fall. So we'll need a play. That. Go ahead and get rid of his last 2 cards. Oh, Spell Pierce, sure. So he has a Daze left, which isn't too bad. Down to 11. We will need to draw something eventually. We've just been drawing a bunch of lands. Hopefully we draw a Brainstorm. Take another 3 down to 8. Looks like he found a... Liliana's decent. It's not the best against us, but we will need to find an answer to it, whether it's a Grove of the Burn Willows or something similar. Yep. Alright, so we found an answer to the Delver, so let's just go ahead and get it off the table while we know he still has a Daze. Just play another land. I don't want to go too low since he has True Name Nemesis. However, he just got punished as he drew one. However, we drew another good one, which will answer the True Name Nemesis. Go ahead and get that Trop out, play out a land, and play out this Pernicious Deed. Now he could have used Daze there to make it so that he gets 1 attack in with the True Name, but he elected not to. So he's going to attack with True Name Nemesis. Think I just want to preserve my life total as much as possible since he's playing Lightning Bolts and Culligan's Command, so we'll go ahead and pop it here. Okay. Dack Faden. That's a good draw. go ahead and use the green source, as we don't have much need for the green, and start looting. We found a Baleful Strix and a Brainstorm. Baleful Strix will just die to the Liliana Last Hope, so we'll go ahead and keep the Brainstorm. And I'm going to see if I can find a grove of the Burn Willows here. Nice, we did that. So put back these two, play out the grove, pass the turn back. So he went ahead and he's going to buy back this True Name Nemesis. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and buy back Punishing Fire. Now he still has this Daze in hand, so I can't really Punishing Fire it here. Just have to wait till I untap. Let's go ahead and start the loot. An Edict is very nice here. So I think what I want to do is just get rid of this Inquisition and this Punishing Fire. Then we'll go ahead and Diabolic Edict him. And it's -2. So we can't quite kill the Liliana here. We could just to the slaughter it, but I don't think that's as relevant. If he minuses 2 to buy back this True Name Nemesis, then we can already kill the Liliana and then to the slaughter him. Yep, so it looks like he's buying back the True Name Nemesis again. He might buy back this Young Pyromancer, actually. However, that's pretty bad against Punishing Fire. So yeah, he just bought back True Name Nemesis again. Fetching. This fetch is kind of awkward. I don't know why he would fetch here. Oh, because he has Young Pyromancer. Okay. True Name Nemesis. Let's just go ahead and buy back this Punishing Fire. And then let's go ahead and Punishing Fire the Young Pyromancer. If he dazes it, it's fine. I'll go ahead and pay for it. So he's not getting any value out of that. We drew a Brainstorm. Let's go ahead and buy back this Punishing Fire. Yes, we would like to pay red. And then we'll go ahead and kill off this Elemental. Go ahead and loot twice. That was actually a fantastic draw, because we can play it and activate it. Let's see. We can just discard the 2 Slaughter and the Brainstorm, play Engineered Explosives for 3. That would also get rid of our Dack Faden, though. But at this point, our Dack Faden is pretty high up there. So if he lets us ultimate our Dack Faden, he could just be dead. So I think what I actually just want to do is pitch the Brainstorm and the Scalding Tarn, and then just go ahead and to the slaughter him. And since we have Delirium, it will get rid of True Name Nemesis and his Liliana. Alright, so it looks like we got the first game. To the Slaughter was very good there. Too strong, got rid of True Name Nemesis and Liliana. And on to match number 2. Go ahead and update our record here. 1-0. Let's go ahead and get started with the second match now. Won both die rolls, very lucky. This hand looks like a keep to me. I want to lead off on Scalding Tarn, just in case we have to fetch an island for a Brainstorm. That way we still have the Polluted Delta, which can fetch up the swamp if needed. Plays the Delver. Could be one of the numerous amounts of Delver decks. Could be Sultai, could be Death Shadow, could be Grixis. Unfortunately, this lead doesn't tell us a whole lot. We just know he's a Delver deck. Okay, not going to Brainstorm here. I think what I'm going to end up doing is just fetching out the island and then the swamp and casting this Baleful Strix. So, island and the swamp. Play this Baleful Strix. If this resolves, it's pretty good for us. Yeah, the days, that's fine. He revealed a Brainstorm. Ooh, a second Delver. Okay. So we have some options here. We can just try to Toxic Deluge for 2. And if that ends up going through, that would save us the most amount of life. However, that doesn't play around days. We could just go ahead and jam a Dack Faden and take it up, and then it will likely die the following turn. So that's not a super strong line of play. We could also just try to Brainstorm and hit some removal spells for these Delvers. I think obviously the highest upside is just getting this Toxic Deluge out for 2. I think that's what I want to do it. Old players could tell you to cycle. You cycle Terror is too strong. So I'm going to go ahead and just test the waters with this Toxic Deluge and pay 2 life. We're not in a great spot if he has a counterspell for this. However, if he doesn't have a counterspell, I feel pretty far ahead. Fortunately, he had the counterspell. Now I'm kind of hoping that this Delver won't flip. But he could... he just revealed a Bolt. So he's on Grixis Delver. This is likely killing the Grove. So at this point, we're pretty far behind. We're just going to have to Brainstorm and hope Brainstorm is going to yield us some answers to these Delvers. we did draw Fatal Push, which is nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and cast a Fatal Push on this Delver because it's more important than having this Brainstorm resolve. And if he had a Daze, then I'd much rather the Brainstorm be dazed than the Fatal Push. We'll go ahead and put back this Jace. It's going to be a little bit before we cast it. And then we'll put Dack Faden back on top and play out this Scalding Tarn. So we know he has a Lightning Bolt, so this Baleful Strix isn't going to do too much. And unfortunately, Dack Faden and Jace aren't really what we want. So I think I'm going to go ahead and fetch on end step, as long as he doesn't commit another threat and get out this Liliana. I guess if I play Liliana Last Hope, take it up, he puts me to 3 and then just kills me with Bolt. So I might just have to play Baleful Strix anyway. Still think I want to shuffle though. I guess if I shuffle though, then I'm dead to Bolt. Alright, so I can't really shuffle. Just have to play out this Baleful Strix. Draw the Jace. Then he'll Bolt the Strix and then I can go ahead and shuffle. And then, so he's dazing that. Yeah, I think this is going to be game. As soon as I fetch, he's going to fetch and now Bolt me. So him having the counterspell for the Toxic Deluge was basically that. Was basically the game. Go ahead and get the bad land so we could cast Dack and Liliana, but at this point we're just going to through the motions, waiting for him to kill us essentially. Okay. And a Lightning Bolt to the Strix or my face? To my face. Yep. Alright, let's begin boarding. Let's see. I wonder if... There's a lot of different options of removal we have here. Since we only saw Delvers, not exactly sure which version he's playing. So I don't know if we actually want like Abrupt Decays or Fire Spouts. We just know he's playing Grixis. We don't know if his plan is True Name Nemesises or Gurmag Anglers, but I know I like these cards for the most part. This is kind of a hedge towards True Name. Maybe we won't need this though. So we'll go ahead and shave one Dack Faden and these forces. Move these cards in. Yeah, all the Delver decks for the first round of Legacy, it seems. Billy, do you like your DX Racer not sponsored chair? So whenever I first bought it, it was kind of stiff, and it took a little while to get used to. But now that I'm more used to it, I do kind of like it. I think there are better style chairs out there, like more ergonomic chairs that you could purchase. I'd have to... One of my friends recommended me a different kind of chair, which I kind of want to try out, but it's like $100. I don't know if I want to... This is a great advertisement for the chair I'm sold. Go ahead and play first. This hand is not very good. I think I'm just going to mulligan it. Having one land is not great against wasteland decks. This hand is better. We at least have access to both colors of mana. Just leave that on top. And go ahead and Thoughtseize him. See what's going on. Are you playing this deck to prepare for Trophy and Legacy? Wait, why aren't you playing Trophy? Go buy them and add them. Trophies are pretty expensive right now. Just go ahead and take his threat. The rest of his cards don't really do anything. So Trophy could be added to this deck. Right now I'm playing 2 Abrupt Decays, but in Legacy, Abrupt Decay does hold more value than something like Assassin's Trophy. So, not really sure how many I would play. It might just be 1 or 2 because the mana base in this deck is pretty stretched. I could see playing 2 and just like replacing all the Abrupt Decays. I could see just playing 1 and having a 1-1 split. So Stifle's about the only card I really care about here. Lightning Bolt's just not really good against our deck, so I'll just go ahead and take the Stifle. So not much is going on. I'm going to hold this fetch land in case we draw a Brainstorm. You should convince Joe to play Tron in Legacy. Bitter Blossom. So it looks like he's running the Jonathan Sukanek version of the deck, in which case I wanted to board in Abrupt Decays, which I did not. I don't want to win the tournament at all. Alright. We could just like Snapcaster Thoughtseize him, but I mean, he has days, so it's not really going to do much of anything. We're likely just going to lose to this Bitter Blossom unless we get Punishing Fire going. And Liliana. I could Fatal Push this and hope to draw land to play around the days that I clicked out of. Let's see. Yeah, so he still has the days in hand. So if I Fatal Push this, draw land, then I can 2 the Slaughter him and get rid of this Liliana Last Hope. Alternatively, I could wait a little bit, Toxic Deluge his board, and then try to 2 the Slaughter, but that's 6 mana, so that likely won't happen. I'll go ahead and try to hope to hit the land for the 2 the Slaughter to get rid of this Liliana. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and fetch and see if he has a Stifle. Doesn't look like it. Then I'll go ahead and get a red source off this one. And then we'll just go ahead and 2 the Slaughter him to get rid of this Liliana. Yep. Kill the Volk. Yeah, like if I could get some cards for standard, I would probably be playing that, but they're just not online right now. You can find like commons and uncommons, but Brainstorm, Grove, Inquisition. I think what I want to do is just stack it like that. Play out this Grove. Say go. Gurmag Angler. Okay. So I know I don't want to draw the Inquisition next turn. I'm just going to fetch here. Grab this Badlands, and then let's go ahead and just... I know he has a Bolt, so if I pay 5, that's a lot. We need one more mana, essentially. Let's just go ahead and brainstorm. Alright, so we found a Punishing Fire that we can start buying back. We also have Snapcaster Mage. So I think we don't really want Coward. Look, I could Toxic Deluge for 5 there, but going to 7 and then having it countered is awful for me. But I mean, that's still an option. We can still go for that. I just don't know if... So we have a yes to just go for it. If that's the case, then I think we just want to put Dack Faden and then Punishing Fire back. Play the land so we're playing around Spell Pierce at the very least. And let's see if he has another counter for our Toxic Deluge. He did not, so that's decent for us. Now we have the Punishing Fire to check his fairy tokens. Just go ahead and get this dead. And then we'll buy back the Punishing Fire on his end step, and then we'll have Dack Faden the following turn. So yeah, I kind of like this version of Grixis Control. Go ahead and yield to that so I don't have to keep clicking OK. Okay. let's go ahead and fire this. See what he wants to do. I'm just going to play out this Dack Fade-In. You might have Snapcaster Bolt, and then I'm essentially dead on end step, but... Okay. I have a feeling that's what he has now, since he's just trying to get me to tap out. Snapcaster Bolt. Bolt, yep. Oh, just triple bolt. Okay. So Cincinnati has like legacy players, but every time that local store tries to get legacy to fire, it never works out. Like, it will fire for maybe like a week or two, and then it peters out and dies. I believe right now, like, GameSwap Mason is trying to get legacy to happen on Wednesdays, and they tried, like, it's been 3 weeks, and I don't think they've had enough people to ever fire a tournament yet. So what a lot of stores have been doing is doing like a proxy legacy event. So there's a store in northern Kentucky that gets around like 10-ish people, and then Epic Loot in Centerville, they have an F&M of legacy that's like 3 rounds before they do modern, and that gets about 15, maybe 20 people. But overall, legacy in Cincinnati hasn't really fired at the local level. Even though that people have decks, it's just very difficult to get people to come out and play. So essentially, Cincinnati is just more like a modern scene. Standard has really gone downhill ever since it got repetitive and monotonous, so... Okay, yeah. So, from what I've heard, two-headed or monster games, you guys get about like 10 to 15 people weekly, and that's a proxy legacy event. And I don't mind proxies, as long as they're like done well. I have a tendency that whenever someone plays a proxy and it's just like a Sharpied card to kind of like tune it out, and then I don't play around whatever card it is. But for the most part, proxies are fine. And at this point, you kind of need them because they're reserve list and dual land prices. So while we're waiting for this, I'll go ahead and show you guys what I'm currently working on in Standard. So essentially it's just a mono green deck. However, what I want to do is play Hadana's Climb and a bunch of hexproof green creatures. So I'm not playing anything like Golta in my deck. I just want to essentially combo them out. If the board state ever gets to a stall, Hadana's Climb will eventually flip, and then I can give Nullhide Ferox, Vine Mare, or Carnage Tyrant flying. Our issue was Monster kicked us off Wednesday because we grew too big to share with Modern Knight. Oh, that's crazy. How many people were you getting for Legacy then? Monster Games is about an hour away from me, so I couldn't really make that during a weeknight. By the time I got off work and was able to travel down there, it'd probably be like after round 1 of the tournament. But yeah, so in this deck we're splashing blue for Hadana's Climb, some River's Rebuke, and some negate out of the board. make people print their proxies, but I wish we could have all real decks. Yeah, like finding players with all real legacy decks can be an issue. 23 to 30. If I could find this card on Moto, then I would. I think I'd be able to find Pelt Collectors, and then the rest of the deck is like... I checked GoatBots before streaming, but... let's see. Go to their website and buy from there. Okay, let's play a round of Legacy, and I'll look into the GoatBots for the mono green Stompy deck. This hand looks like a keep to me. Burn. Wow. Okay. Let's go ahead and Inquisition them. Take this Price of Progress. I think what I want to do is just make them discard some cards. So we'll go ahead and give them a life. So they discarded the Fire Blast. So they have an Arid Mason and a Blaze in hand. Okay. Since I have the Blaze, I'm more inclined to keep this Baleful Strix for the Force of Will. Eidolon. Okay, we'll just go ahead and counter that. Dack Faden. Let's go ahead and fetch out an island here. Get this guy out. To the Slaughter and Jace. Go ahead and discard a Brainstorm and a To the Slaughter. We're at 15. We'll likely just win the game with Planeswalker activations here, since the Searing Blaze is pretty blank. Swift Spear, not terribly worried about. Okay. So he attacked Dack Faden there. Scalding Tarn. Edict and Baleful Strix. Well, I don't really want the Strix. Are you playing in the team event? Yes, I'll be playing in Columbus with a local player in Ben Weinberg. Our local player is Patrick Narsavage, and he will be playing Standard. I think I'm on Modern or Legacy, and then Ben's going to play the other format. We haven't really worked out exactly who's doing what. So I think what I want to do is just play the Jace and then uptick on him. So I'll just get rid of, as crazy as it sounds, the Brainstorm. Fetch out the second island. Cast this Jace. And then I'm just going to Fate Seal him. That way he can't really kill the Jace. See if he cracks his fetch land. Okay, so immediately cracks fetch land. Yeah, so me and Ben have been like traveling to uh, most of the local-ish events for uh, from about the beginning of the year. So it just made sense for us to team up. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know Ben Ball and all of them. So let's go ahead and draw 3 cards. We can put back this Toxic Deluge and this Edict. Then we can mill ourselves. Get rid of a Punishing Fire and the Deluge. Play out the Swamp. And then say go. So Chain Lightning. That's fine. Nope, can't redirect. Begin combat. He's just attacking us. Go ahead and edict him. Okay. Alright, so don't really like Baleful Strix that much in this matchup. It's just not going to do a lot. I like the Hydro Blast and the Spell Pierce. They do play cards like Sulfuric Vortex, so I probably want Abrupt Decays. Tasker's a fairly quick clock. Pyroblast won't do anything. Edicts are kinda slow. Thinking about these. Let's see, what don't I like in the main? I don't really like the Thoughtseizes. However, Thoughtseize is fine, as they can take Fire Blasts. And then if they become dead, I just won't cast them. Toxic Deluge is just worse than all the other removal spells. Dack Fade isn't great in this matchup either. So we can get in an Abrupt Decay. Huh. Engineer Explosives, not Abrupt Decay. We could also board in another Edict if we think that's relevant. Liana Last Hope can tag a Grim Lavamancer, so maybe it's worth keeping that in. I'm just trying to win that way, but let's see. Colligan's command's pretty slow. Don't really think that's necessary. I think the Deed. I almost had to settle for Weinberg. Glad you got him. Hey man, I could have ran back the team of me, Lauren Nolan, and Riley Curran. And that was a pretty great team that we had for Cincinnati. Let's see. I think that just about does it. So we'll go ahead and click submit here. So this hand has the Planeswalkers we want, but it's definitely mana cost heavy. I think we just want to mulligan it. This hand's slightly better. Not by much. Punishing Fire. I don't think that's exactly what we want on top. Swift Spear's fine. Looks like our opponent mulled too. Just going to go ahead and fetch here. Grab our island and cast Ponder. Hydroblast is very good in this matchup. The Abrupt Decays, not the best, and neither is the Force of Will. I can see keeping it just for the Hydroblast and then trying to brainstorm into a fetch land. But that could get risky. We'll have 2 draws at a fetch land, essentially. We do need to hit a black source. But I think the 2 draws is good enough to want me to keep it. Okay. If he just goes triple 1-drop here, this Engineer Explosives looks pretty good. Okay, just a bolt though. I thought about shuffling Hydroblast just because Hydroblast is like the good card that we want. Force of Will is just like okay in the matchup. Like I still have to 2-for-1 myself just to counter something, but what's awkward is that we need black mana and we don't have it. We know an Abrupt Decay is on top. So I think what I just want to do is pass the turn and see what happens. He's incentivized to play cards for this Monastery Swift Spear. No, that's an Abrupt Decay, so I kinda just want to hold up the Brainstorm or the Hydroblast. Let's see. And let's just Brainstorm. See if I can put a land on top so we can draw an extra card off of this Goblin Guide. We did, unfortunately, we still don't have a black source. So I'll go ahead and put the Thoughtseize back and then the Volcanic Island. Okay. Go ahead and play this EE for 1. I have a feeling he probably has the Fire Blast now. Price of Progress. I think I just have to force it pitching this Hydroblast. Taking 4 here. Yeah. As much value as this Hydroblast is, we just have to force that. See if he wants to attack with this Goblin Guide. Okay. Alright. Well, he made the correct play. I still have to blow up the EE. Eidolon. Eidolon's fine if we can play Gurmag Angler next turn. Force of Will. Not the best draw. Essentially, if this Thoughtseize and this Force of Will were in different positions, it would have been much better for us. Okay. Yep. And that's going to be lethal. Okay. Let's see. Still don't think I want anything in there, so we'll just go ahead and submit. Hopefully our mana comes together a bit better in this next game. So it looks like Goatbots only has... I can only put one Nullhide Ferox into my cart. I'm not exactly sure why. I have to mulligan this hand. Mana's just not there. Go ahead and keep this one. Do like the land, so I'm just going to lead Scalding Tarn and pass. Okay. Swift Spear's fine. Yeah, the mana base is kind of awkward, but I mean, if it ever gets to late game, its late game is a lot better compared to Grixis control. Punishing Fire does a lot for the deck. So I'm going to grab the Swamp here and Inquisition him. Fire Blast and a bunch of lands. Okay. Then I'll go ahead and fetch up the island and cast Ponder. So there's a Diabolic Edict, which we want to draw next turn, and then Polluted Delta. So I'll go ahead and stack it. Brainstorm, Delta, Edict. Okay. So this makes me think that he drew an Eidolon. Chain Lightning. Okay. Nope. Down to 12. Okay. Play out this Delta. And we have a Brainstorm on top, so I don't really want to crack this fetch right now. Played Barbering. I'm just going to cast Edict here. Lightning Bolt here's fine. Just gonna go ahead and cast Brainstorm. Another Inquisition. Go ahead and see what's up. Yeah, it's the same hand. Of note, I'm at 7, essentially, due to this Barbering. Now I'm at 6. Since we have nothing better to do, I'm just going to play this Jace. I'm just going to brainstorm here. So we hit Dack Faden. Go ahead and put it like that. And then I can Force of Will with Ponder if he draws something. And then next turn I can play Dack and then maybe have another Force of Will up. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and force this. And he's going to Fire Blast, which is fine. And, oh, I guess that left. Oh, I took a damage off the force. Alright, so I punted, / couldn't really play around that. Let's see. Hey Rudy, if you're still in chat, how do you add more cards to the cart? Like, I can only add 1 copy of Nullhide Ferox to my cart. You might have to do separate orders. This hand's pretty awful, but I don't feel like mulliganing. Playing against lands? Yep. Alright, these deltas are going to be named likely. Yep. So are we playing against stacks? That's what it looks like. Okay. I'm just gonna Thoughtseize him, see what his last card is. Just a wasteland. Okay. Okay. just cast Armageddon here. We don't know yet. It could just be the Planeswalker version. I don't know. Chalice on 1's fine. Okay. Of note, still need to draw an extra land because this actually can't fetch anything just yet. It's kind of funny that this is still a 2/2 under Humility. Not a land. Yeah, Adam, you did. You could have been on stream, but you never responded to me. You work until 6:45? That's crazy. Was it like overtime? Jace the Mind Sculptor. This game looks close. I mean, assuming we draw another land, we get rid of his clock. This game's not fun. Yeah. These don't really do anything anymore. Can I draw a land? That... Yay. So now we can get rid of his stupid Mishra's Factory. Yep, you have another Trinosphere. They don't stack, so I don't really care. He elects not to do anything, so I'll just go ahead and cast this Brainstorm that gets Chalice of the Void. Okay. Right. Forgot about that one. Should have just played Snapcaster Mage. Alright. Pass again. Yep. Yeah. Moto never forgets about the Chalice. I'm just going to flash on this 1/1. That's Actually, just a 1/2. So we kind of just need to find punishing fires here. It's very awkward that he was able to just spyglass these. Go ahead and give him another Karn. I don't feel like dealing with the wasteland here. Okay. Just gonna edict him. Makes me think he has like a crucible or something. I can discard some cards. He discarded smokestacks on that Karn. So we went ahead and grabbed that wasteland, likely getting me off of red. Then has a second humility. Okay. Let's just go ahead and get a 1/1 out there. Humility is super stupid. Oh, he found an Armageddon. So next turn we'll have to deal with an Armageddon. This would have been good if we could have ever fetched off of these. Just gonna go ahead and attack Karn here. Maybe he'll go ahead and cast Armageddon and I'll flash and Snapcaster Mage and be able to kill the Karn. Just give him the Geddon so we can die faster. Yeah, that's an option. So he is grabbing that Armageddon. Then I'll go ahead and just flash this in. Yeah, these games are awful. Maybe he'll lock himself out and he just won't ever draw another land, and he can't cast anything because of his own Trinospheres, and I'll kill him with my 1/1s. One can only hope, though. Alright, well, let's kill the Karn. Yeah, I'm hoping that's what he did, but we'll see. How does Trinisphere work with Delve? Can I just delve more cards, or do I actually have to pay 3 mana? Found an ancient tomb. Smokestacks. Okay, sweet. Alright. Pack it in. We'll see. We'll wait till he gets rid of the smokestacks and see what happens. I'm not going to play too much longer if he just plays another Planeswalker or something, though. Yes, take 2 damage for Mox Diamond. We'll get rid of Deluge. Get rid of my Jace the Mind Sculptor Spyglass. Well, that's a Mistra's factory, and I don't feel like playing through it. So it looks like with a new update, they have like these strange ass counters for everything. I think it's going to get we'll just have to like get used to it for a little bit, but Classic Moto trying to pretend it isn't catfishing you. Yeah. Toxic Deluge is awful. Punishing Fire is great. These Gurmag Anglers just meh. I guess like we get it down fast enough, it's actually fine, but I don't think that's actually our game plan if he's playing mainboard Humilities. Strixes aren't great either. Don't you want all the creatures? I don't think so. He's just like I think our plan is just to out Planeswalker them and then Punishing Fire them to death. I can see a world where I kind of want, where I don't want Snapcasters, but we'll try this. We'll see what happens. Oh, I want the Spell Pierce actually, so do that. Yeah, I don't think I want anything else. I mean, we want this one just because it can hit. So you want to do this. The Edict's really only for the factory, which I guess Punishing Fire covers. So yeah, you're right. keep this. We can Force of Will something and Surgical it if it's that good. Of note, we have Culligan's Command, so if they play a Chalice for 1, we have an answer to it, so I'm not too terrified of it. Maybe they'll play a Mox Diamond and I'll be able to steal it with Dack Faden. That would be sweet. Here's the Mox Diamond. We'll see what he plays with it. Always discarding the Tabernacle. So 3 mana for Crucible. I think that's fine. We can get our basics for the most part. Worst comes to worst, we can just call against command it later in the game. Yep, City of Traders goes away. Smokestack. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and fetch out the basic swamp, play this volcanic island, and then I think I'm just going to go ahead and steal the Crucible. Okay, he's gonna kill the Dack Faden. I'm gonna just sacrifice this volcanic island and put it right back into play. Then make him sacrifice something, and then on his end step I'll go ahead and kill the smokestack and make him discard a card. Alternatively, I guess he could just take this up to 2 and then I'd have to, yeah. Just gonna pass and then Culligan's Command the smokestack. Maybe he'll try to attack me for 2. Okay, so he elects to not want smokestacks, which is fine with me. Trinisphere doesn't matter here. There's a wasteland. Has 2 cards left, so I'm likely just going to Rise Fall him next turn. So... go ahead and... destroy target artifact. Just get rid of the Trinus. Just get rid of the Mox Diamond. The Wasteland doesn't matter, we just buy it back with Crucible. Yeah, let's just go ahead and... so he discarded a Crucible, and then he reveals a Tabernacle. Okay. Choke. Go ahead and Force of Will that one. Mox Diamond's fine. Okay, so we found a win con. Go ahead and fetch up this Badlands. Replay that. Go ahead and tick this up. We still have 2 of the Slaughter in case he wants to try to attack this. Flagstones is fine. Yep. Go ahead and cast 2 of the Slaughter on this dumb card. Get our last basic out. And just grab an Underground Sea. Since we drew Punishing Fire, I'm not going to Surgical Mishra's Factories. Just kind of waiting for the game to end. Sorceress Spyglass. That was an unfortunate draw. wasteland. Okay. Force of Will is a good draw. I think the plan is kind of to wait until he either casts an Armageddon or a Karn Scion of Urza, counter it, and then surgical it. I guess I should have played a fetch land for my graveyard. Forgot about this Crucible. Okay, let's see what he's playing. Why do we give a shit about Geddon? We don't, I guess. Chalice for 1, we don't. I guess if we draw a Ponder or something, we kind of care about that, but for the most part, I don't think we do. I'm just going to go ahead and surgical his smokestacks, though. See what he has to win with. He has another choke in hand. Smokestacks. So he's heavy on choke. He has 4 chokes. And it looks like the only ways he can win are with Mishra's Factory and Karns. Okay, so we'll just let this resolve, and then essentially we just have to worry about Karns. Yeah, choke is fine. EE for 3 or EE for 2. It's a Mark Larson. Mark Larson, you should follow the stream if you haven't done that. I need to pay 1 extra for that. And then I'm just going to wait till we can untap. That way we still have Force of Will out. Oh. I guess since I put on 3 and not 2, we'll just blow it out. That way we can untap our lands. Thanks, Mark Larson, for following. Oh, we finally found a grove of the Burn Willows. Chalice for 2. Just go ahead and force that. And then Punishing Fire him. Well, this game's fun. Dax is wonderful. Karn, Scion of Urza. Okay. You can have an ancient tomb. So we're getting pretty close to the affiliate status, which is nice. We just need 12, about 12 more people to have 50 followers. We'll go ahead and Punishing Fire this Karn. Maybe we will stop drawing lands and Thoughtseize effects. Yeah, we've not been having the best of draws. Literally the worst of draws. Now we'll probably draw something. Sure. This game is so obnoxious. Okay. Yeah, it's all because of that stupid engineer explosives. Whenever I had to pay one, and I didn't pay the same color of mana, so it said I sunbursted for 3, and that was not my intention. I meant to only do it for 2. It'd also be nice if we could find a grove of the burn willows. We still have 2 more in the deck. Yep. Instead, we're just going to keep on drawing nonsense. Yep, at 4. More nonsense. Yeah, you would think that there's only 1s and lands in my deck, apparently. I mean, we have Abrupt Decays, we have Pernicious Deed. Now he draws a Karn. We still have 3 Force of Wills in the deck, too. Or I guess 2 Forces. I think that's just going to do it. Yeah, I got nothing in my hand. I mean, next turn he just minuses and plays out a choke. Okay. Nice. Alright. Yeah, we lost because I paid my Sunburst mana, and then it, then Trinisphere said I had to pay 1 more mana, and I just tapped randomly, and it said, I guess I tapped up for a 3rd color instead of it being like another blue source. Yeah, this hand's fine. And immediately not fine. I guess this card's okay against them. Just lead off with Grove. Maybe we'll draw a black source so we can fall them. Mox Diamond. So he is on Turbo Depths. And Dark Confidant. Just go ahead and Force of Will this. Get rid of a Snapcaster Mage. Does he just have Dark Depths? Tell Heidi I said hello. How was your guys' vacation in California? It looked fun. So of note, he could just crop rotation and kill us. But I think what we want to go ahead and do is just get this Dack Faden to steal his Mox. It was amazing. Yeah, that's awesome. That tree looks sweet, the one that you were climbing around in. Yeah, he has crop rotation. More than likely he has crop rotation. Or an abrupt decay, maybe? Sure. We sat in giant trees, yeah. Another Thespian stage. So we kind of need to find an answer, like an edict of some sort for a Baleful Strix does work. It buys us a turn, and then we can go ahead and put it back into his hand. So let's go ahead and get Baleful Strix out there. And then I don't think I want to draw another Snapcaster Mage, so I'm just going to put out a Scalding Tarn. So now if he makes a 20/20, I have a blocker. He's probably going to copy a Grove or a Bayou for an extra green source. Okay, Tropical Island, sure. Thoughtseize, that's fine. I'll likely take Dack. Is this that new Grixis control deck everyone's been talking about? So no, this essentially takes it another step further. It's essentially Grixis control, but yeah, so it's essentially that list, but it took it a step further in order to add Punishing Fire and Grove of the Burned Willow, so it has a better matchup against the Grixis control deck, essentially. I'm not too scared of this Vampire Hex Mage, and I think I actually want the Snapcaster Mage on top, so I'm just going to go ahead and untap and draw it. And then I'll go ahead and get this Dack Faden online. See if we can maybe find a Punishing Fire. Brainstorm and a Snapcaster Mage. Punishing Fire, probably sweet versus Taxes too. Yeah, Punishing Fire is pretty good in a lot of matchups. Turns out, discard a C and this Brainstorm, and then we'll go out ahead and play a second Grove. I'm not going to block. Essentially, he could just sacrifice this Vampire Hex Mage at any point to kill the Dack Faden, so the Dack Faden doesn't have a whole lot more uses for me. Inquisition's probably not that great. Let's see, what is he doing here? He's Abrupt Decaying Dack Faden? Okay. Go ahead and cast Snapcaster Mage and flashback this Brainstorm. Shuffle away this Inquisition. in this island. Of note, we have a lot of live draws. We're just kind of waiting. And I'm never attacking with this Baleful Strix because he could essentially have a crop rotation or something. Second, Hex Mage is fine. Go ahead and shuffle. Found another Brainstorm. Go ahead and cast it. There we go. There's a Punishing Fire. We'll put the Force of Will and Baleful Strix back and pass the turn back. I guess we can attack with this Snapcaster Mage and then before damage Punishing Fire this. And let damage happen, buy back Punishing Fire. Punishing Fire that. And then just buy it back. So this game's pretty much locked up now. I'm just gonna... Sylvan Library is fine. We have plenty of effects to stop his 2020 shenanigans. Go ahead and attack with this Strix because we'll be playing a second one. Black and blue. If you guys like what you're watching, I'll be streaming Legacy and Vintage, Modern, and New Standard as soon as the new cards actually become available. I might try to get Nullhide Ferox after this match and stream some Standard. I don't know how many people are in the Standard queues right now, but we can definitely look into it. Okay. See if he wants to let this go or sack some lands. Okay. So this game's like really locked up. I don't think there's a way you can actually get out of it. Yeah. Okay. Going on to the next game. It's red, blue. I think we want the Spell Pierce. They actually don't use their graveyard at all. So we don't want the Spell Bomb. We do want the Surgicals and the Diabolic Edicts because the Edict answers the 2020. Surgical can prevent them from comboing off again. Get back in there, Surgical. Since he is playing the Bob version, it might be worth it to bring in Pernicious Deed. You can see Deed playing a role. Abrupt Decay is not better than Punishing Fire or Fatal Push, though. So I don't think that's what we'd be looking for. Let's see. Notion Thief doesn't really do anything. Tassiger can be a big beater. I doubt that if he has Caracas, he's boarding it in against us. Deluge is bad. Let's see. I guess Pernicious Deed actually isn't what we want to be doing either. We already have Edict effects and Punishing Fires to deal with the smaller creatures. Dack Fade and stealing things is sweet. Liliana's cool. What does Culligan's Command do? It only kills the Mox Diamond. So I'll go ahead and board out the Culligan's Command. Jace's are great. Baleful Strixes are good. So then we have Fatal Push, Inquisition, Thoughtseize, Ponder, and Brainstorm. Let's see. I think we can shave. Play enough creatures that Punishing Fire is good enough. Dack Fade isn't the best. It just steals the Mox Diamonds. We need to board out 2 cards. I don't think the creatures are what we want to be doing. We're just going to try to win with our small creatures. Big Daddy Wyatt, I believe that's Aaron. Thank you for following the stream. This hand looks fine. We have an Edict effect. We also have a Baleful Strix. What is up, Aaron? We now only need Duress. Duress is fine. We now only need 11 more followers before I'm eligible to be a Twitch affiliate, which is great. I have until October 13th, I believe. So I should be able to get there, but every follow helps. He took the Edict, which we have a Snapcaster Mage and can buy it back later. Drawing Thoughtseize is pretty good, so we'll just go ahead and fire that off. So he has an Abrupt Decay, a Wasteland, a Bog, and a Vampire Hex Mage. The Abrupt Decay isn't scary for me. I'll just take this Hex Mage. So he'll likely just try to Wasteland us now, since he doesn't really have anything going on either. Yeah. Then I'll just play out my island. Ooh. That was a good draw. Found our second land. So next turn we can Brainstorm, get rid of this Punishing Fire. Hopefully find something a bit more relevant. I guess next turn we can just Baleful Strix, and that's probably pretty good. Played out a Thespian Stage. Since we drew another fetch land, I'm just going to fetch for the swamp. Play around Wasteland as much as possible. Draw a card. Found a second Snapcaster Mage. Well, he found the Dark Depths, which is not the best for us because we don't have up Snapcaster Mage yet. And if he has a green source, he can just abrupt decay this Strix. So I think I want to brainstorm and try to find another Strix to get into play. Force of Will doesn't really do anything. Go ahead and put this Punishing Fire back in a Snapcaster Mage. Let's see. I'm just going to pass and see if he goes for it. He might not go for it because of Diabolic Edict. Okay. Go ahead and block this. And then I'm just going to go ahead and surgical this Thespian stage. So he has Dark Confidant. Oh, he has a Bog. Bog is pretty awkward. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and respond and just surgical the Dark Depths now, so he doesn't have any part of the combo left. And then our Brainstorm is going to have to do the Lord's work. Maybe we'll draw Jason, can just bounce this. That would be sweet. So we have plenty of outs. We have another Diabolic Edict. We have a Rise Fall. We have 2 Jaces. We have a To the Slaughter that we can draw. Opponent brings up a solid point that maybe I should have just surgicaled the Hex Mages instead of the Dark Depths. Okay, let's go ahead and Brainstorm. Of Of course, now we find the Jace. We can't cast it. Can't Liliana and -2. Unfortunately, it looks like we're dead this game. Alright, just click submit. Alright, let's see if we can win this last game. If we had a second mana, this hand would be pretty good. Unfortunately, we do not. So we have 20 lands left in our deck, so I think it's just safer to mulligan this hand. We can have better hands. And we'll keep this one. Leave that on top. Yep. Thoughtseize. It's fine. Likely take Dack Faden, since Dack Faden can just take his Mox. Maybe he wants to take this Thoughtseize? Not exactly sure. Okay, he took the Rise Fall. Now he's Thoughtseizing again. And now he takes the deck. Okay, cool. I'm going to draw this Volcanic Island, and then I'm going to Thoughtseize him. See what he has going on. He'll likely just have lands though. It's an Abrupt Decay, a Dark Depths, and a Verdant Catacomb. Okay. So he draws a Hex Mage. It's looking very bad for us. Even if he just goes Dark Depths into Thespian Stage, it's also pretty bad for us. We're just not in a great spot right here. This Force of Will's not really doing much either. Crop rotation. Does he have Another crop rotation? You shouldn't, right? You should have a Verdant Catacombs. Now we draw a blue source. Perfect. Okay. So he's going to play out that Verdant Catacomb. Then I will see if we draw an Edict, or Brainstorm, or Baleful Strix. And we drew a fetch land. And so if he makes a 20/20, we're just dead. Wonderful. Yep. Alright, so looks like the Punishing Dack deck did not do nearly as well as last time. We went a whopping 1 and 3 with it. So let's go ahead and see if we can get some mono green cards. Alternatively, we could just play some more Legacy. Let me see if GoatBots... Yeah, GoatBots still doesn't have that. Okay, so I think I'm going to play Storm next. So let's go ahead and update the stream title. Go ahead and update all that. Then Legacy League. Join a new league. We'll go ahead and go with Storm. I'd love to play first. How does this hand look? This hand looks pretty good. Go ahead and keep it. So I'm just going to fetch for the basic here. Don't want to get wastelanded. Grab this swamp and then cast Duress and see what's going on. Perfect. Our opponent is on humans, which Duress does nothing to. We'll just pass the turn. What's likely going to happen is we're just going to therapy him next turn and name Thalio's Lieutenant. He drew a Noble Hierarch. If that's the case, he still has 2 champions. So I wonder what the fastest clock would be. Let's go ahead and Cabal Therapy him. And let's see. Go ahead and name the champions. I think that's a faster clock than the lieutenants. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and cast this Lotus Petal. Pass the turn back. We could have brainstormed there. However, I think we might need to go off this next turn. Yeah, because he's going to Imperial Recruiter for like a Thalia or a Meddling Mage. And so the following turn we can't really beat that. And if he had drawn like a Kitesail Freebooter or a Thalia, we just want the Lotus Petal in play. So, cast an Imperial Recruiter. You got Meddling Mage. Okay. So, we have to go off this next turn. So let's go ahead and crack that for blue and cast Brainstorm. Looks like we hit. We can go ahead and... So, let's see. Put those two back. Cast Dark Ritual. That would be 5. Cabal Ritual. That's only 6. But we have enough in Lion's Eye Diamonds. So, let's go ahead and cast Dark Ritual. And then Cabal Ritual. And then we'll cast a Lion's Eye Diamond. Another Lion's Eye Diamond. I'm holding control because I'll need to respond to this Infernal Tutor by cracking Lion's Eye Diamond. I'm just going to get Past in Flames here. So we'll get some red and some more black mana. Okay. Let that resolve. Go ahead and grab this Past in Flames and cast it. Then we'll go ahead and cast Cabal Ritual. The Dark Ritual, and then we'll Infernal Tutor, grabbing the Tendrils, and target him with it. There we go. Alright, so playing against humans, we likely want Fatal Pushes and Chain of Vapors. Don't really need Surgicals or Dark Confidant or Carpet of Flowers or Abrupt Decays. So, let me look. I haven't really played against this new humans list, so I'm actually going to look up a list on Goldfish to see what they may have. So let's take a look. Let's take a gander at the old Legacy Humans deck. Has a couple Surgicals, a Gaddock Teague, Sanctum Prelate. Okay. Sanctum Prelate kind of makes me want to board in maybe an Abrupt Decay just so we have an out to it, because if he names one we wouldn't be able to kill it. But other than that, I don't think we want too much else. We can go ahead and board down on a Cabal Ritual. These Duresses are all pretty awful. And then we can cut a Preordain. I do like having the maximum number of Cabal therapies just so we can name Thalia or Meddling Mage. And then these can answer the other ones that he may have, so. Alright, this hand looks pretty good, so we'll go ahead and keep it. Human, Noble, or Champion. Okay, he has a champion. We found the island, so I'm just going to fetch for Swamp. And then name Thalia Guardian of Thraben here, just because that's the most taxing on us. And if he Meddling Mages us, we can find a bounce spell or kill spell easier than we can trying to cantrip through a Thalia. Okay, so we hit. Notably, he has 2 Kitesail Freebooters and an Imperial Recruiter. Okay. Probably take Brainstorm. He might take Lion's Eye Diamond, but I think I'm just going to Ponder next turn. Okay, so he took the Diamond. Attack us for 2. Found another Lion's Eye Diamond. Okay, we can just pass the turn here and Brainstorm in response to his Freebooter. Named Human. So he can... Now he has a decision. He can Imperial Recruiter here or just cast Freebooter. It looks like he's opting for the Recruiter. Okay. So we got a Campbell. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and Brainstorm right here. In case we find a Fatal Push, we might want to Fatal Push this. Okay, we did not. However, we did find quite a bit. I think we just want to put... So if we're going to try to kill him next turn, what don't we want? We probably don't want Dark Petition in our hand. Cabal Ritual gets us to 3. So if we... So Brainstorm, that's going to be 3. If we find Ponder, that would be 4. Fetch land 5. That still doesn't do it. So we kind of need to hit a Dark Ritual. I think what we want to do is put the Preordain and the Ponder back and draw the Ponder. Okay. Draw the Ponder and cast it. We're going to go ahead and shuffle this. Kind of need to hit a land drop. Okay, so we hit the land drop. Now, let's see. So that's Storm 1. If we Cabal Ritual to 3, Lion's Eye, that's Storm 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have enough Storm. Yeah, so I think we may have it. So this is going to be 3. We would go to 1 to 4 to 7. And then we cast Past in Flames back to 3. We cast Cabal Ritual. We can then flashback Dark Petition and Infernal Tutor. Yeah, so this should be lethal. Cast Lion's Eye. Cast another Lion's Eye. Hold Control. Cast that. Crack for red. Crack for black. Okay. Grab the Past in Flames. Cast Past in Flames. He drew a Fairy Macabre. Huh. Well, that was not a great draw for us. I guess we just therapy him and name Cambal here. Okay. So if we draw Fatal Push next turn, we can Fatal Push this, cast Lion's Eye Diamond. That would be 3, 4, 5 mana. That's enough to flash that back. I think we are dead though. That Fairy Macabre. Too strong. Okay. Found a Lotus Petal, so we'll go ahead and cast it since we know he has a Kite Sail. 3, 4, 5. Mother Runes is fine. Yeah, that Fairy Macabre was very good for him. Whew. Alright, let's see. Cabal Ritual. That may do it. Go ahead and cast it. Correct that for red and flashback this Past in Flames. Okay. Then I think we want to ponder here. And then I think we want the Misty. So we can crack the Misty, grab an island and brainstorm, and maybe we can Hail Mary this. Huh. It does not look like it. Nope, I think we're dead. Alright. Going on to game 3. I think on the play we want the extra ritual, and we can just board down on a Preordain. Being a little bit faster would help us out. Fairy Macabre. Too strong. Alright, we would like to play first. This hand looks acceptable. Go ahead and keep it. Lead off on this we'll We'll just lead off on the volcanic island. I know they play Wasteland, but we want to cast this Preordain. Cabal Therapy could be one that we want. I don't think we want the C. So we'll put the C on bottom. Do we want this therapy to name Thalia? Probably. So I'm just going to leave the therapy on top. Pass the turn. Human, noble, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get an underground sea here, cast Cabal Therapy, name Thalia again. I guess it could be Cambal, but I think Thalia is a little bit more important. So he does have Thalia again. He also has Sanctum Prelate. So let's see. If you cast Sanctum Prelate, I'm just going to cast Brainstorm in response. Even though we should have the answer for it. Is this an advisor? No, it's a human cleric. I guess this is for Gadok Teague if he draws it. So yeah, I'm just going to cast Brainstorm in response. Found a land. Just put back 2 cantrips. Okay. He'll probably name 1. Oh, 4. Interesting. Okay, since that's the case, I'm just going to cast this Lotus Petal. And then let's go ahead and ponder. Now I have a Brainstorm on top. This isn't exactly what I'm looking for, so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle. Found a tutor, which is great. Then I'm just going to go ahead and pass and Abrupt Decay the Sanctum Prelate. Wasteland, which we knew about. Targeting the volcanic island, which is fine. Is this the Aether Vial? Nope, it looks like he drew a Cambal. Okay. So I think the way we win this is to Infernal Tutor for Ad Nauseam. Since he put this on 4, I'm just going to go ahead and Abrupt Decay this Cambal. Then we might need our mana, so I just need a Brainstorm here. Cabal Therapy is not what we want either. Unfortunately, I think we're going to have to take it. Okay. be. So we just know about Aether Vial. I think I'm just going to Fairy Macabre him, or name Fairy Macabre for this. If you hear that, which you likely do, that is my dog. He has an Imperial Recruiter. Ooh, hi. Hi. Just gonna pass the turn. I think we can afford to take one more hit. Oh, buddy. Quit typing. Oh no. Alright, so we're going to take this hit. Ooh. What? What puppy? What? It's not playtime, buddy. Let's see. So he grabbed another Kimball. So end step, I'm just gonna fetch. Go ahead and grab another Underground Sea, and then we'll have to draw something good. Does Chain do it? Got a 3. I think a Bloom mana and Chain this. Unfortunately, I think we're dead. We'll have 3 mana floating. I just don't think we can get anything going off of just 3 mana. We don't have Past in Flames yet. We're at 10. We could just go and grab a Fatal Push, but I don't think that gets us anywhere. We could just Therapy, but then he'll just play the other one. Yeah, let's just grab Brainstorm. See what... I think we're dead in this situation. Yeah, we're dead. Alright, give me a minute while I deal with my dog for a second. Okie dokie. So, we've not been winning a whole lot. We are currently 0-1. Looks like we're on the draw this time. Hand is cantrip heavy, but we do have a Brainstorm, so we can shuffle away some of these lands, so I'll go ahead and keep it. Island Mox Diamond. Chalice on 1. Okay, that's obnoxious. Looks like we might be playing against Merfolk. It is strange that Merfolk would have Mox Diamond, though. Maybe it's Tezzerite? Yeah, it looks like it's Tezzerite. Just going to cast out this Lion's Eye Diamond. If he plays another Chalice for 0, then I'd rather this be in play than not in play. This is a Tezzeret. Big Tezzeret. Okay. So yeah, getting Chalice for 0. I should probably update Stream Decker, so let me export this real quick. And then I'll go back to the match. Okay. Take that damage from the Strix. Found a castable spell, so that's exciting. Okay. Okay. I might need to start casting these just to get them out of my hand. And we're dead. Alright, so we want Abrupt Decays. And we want Surgicals. I think in this matchup we may also want the Dark Confidants. Just because if they counterspell us, this will be a way to recoup everything. Since we're boarding in Bobs, I don't like the Preordains. We still need to board out 4 cards. So let's go ahead and board out Arena Filth. I want to play around Chalice for 1 as much as possible. So I think we can get rid of a couple of Cabal therapies since we're boarding in Answers, and then a Ponder. would like to be on the play. We have turn 1 Dark Confidant, so we'll go ahead and keep this. So I'll go ahead and I think the Dark Ritual is more important than the Lotus Petal, so I'm just going to Lotus Petal out the Dark Confidant. So he has the Force. We draw an Infernal Tutor, we can get Ad Nauseam. Go ahead and pass the turn back. Okay, let's see what's up. Helm of Obedience. Transmute Artifact. Tezzeret and Jace. Go ahead and take the Tezzeret, even though both Planeswalkers are pretty much unbeatable. We draw a tutor effect or brainstorm, and that's primarily what we're looking for. More Lion's Eye Diamonds aren't going to do it. Where Bob survived this would have been great, though. Would have been able to get through all of these without taking very much damage. Is he going to transmute? Oh, Chalice for 1. Yep. Abrupt Decay was a nice draw. So now he can play as Jace. This Iron Helm of Obedience is kind of nice. I've not seen it before. Go ahead and fetch up the Tropical Island so I can Abrupt Decay this Chalice. We are just not finding anything that we need. Opponent Fate Sealed. Okay, is this another chalice? Yep. Alright. I don't think it's getting any better for us. So I'm just going to go ahead and go for an ad nauseum here. Go ahead and crack this for black, crack this for blue, and crack it for more blue mana. Okay. He has a force of will. Yeah, alright, you win. Today is not our night, it looks like. Okay, we'll go ahead and play first. This hand looks good. Go ahead and keep it. Lead off with the polluted delta and just pass. Island preordain. Since we drew another therapy, I'm going to go ahead and fetch up the swamp and then therapy him. See if it resolves. I'm just going to name Force of Will here. See what's in his hand. Okay, so he's playing the mono blue painter deck, it looks like. So next turn he can go Psy, Opal, Grindstone. Okay, then I'm just going to cast the second Cabal Therapy, and I'll just name Grindstone here. The Psy isn't too scary on its own. The Mox Opal and the Engineered Explosives aren't scary either. I hate how it does this. So let's see. An Ancient Tomb and an Ancient Tomb. Psy. Yep. Psy is good. The Opal is good. If he wants to play this on 0, then that's fine with me. This isn't like a legitimate clock. Yeah, so he's just playing it out for 0. Okay, let's go ahead and preordain. We don't want either of these. Another Infernal Tutor. So let's see, we can Dark Ritual. Essentially we just needed 1 more mana. And then we could of Dark Ritual, Infernal Tutor, Cabal Ritual, and then continue to go off. I think we can actually still do that though, so we'll have Dark Ritual, Infernal Tutor for Cabal Ritual, so that's 5, 6, 7, and then we can Infernal Tutor for like Ad Nauseam. Don't really love going for Ad Nauseam, but we can't go for Past in Flames. But I do think we have a kill here, so let's just go ahead and go for it. Go ahead and get an Underground Sea. Dark Ritual. Cast Infernal Tutor. Go ahead and get another Cabal Ritual. Cast the Cabal Ritual. Cast another Cabal Ritual. So we're at 6 Storm currently. So we have to get Ad Nauseam here and just cast it. We can't really Tutor Chain to get Tendrils because we only have 6 mana. We could only get 1 more Tutor and then Tendrils, and that is not enough because that only gets us to 8 Storm. And he's at 18. So let's just go ahead and grab the Ad Nauseam and cast it with a black mana floating. Yes, we want to keep going. Dark Ritual's nice. Cabal Ritual's nice. We do need to hit like an LED and then a Tutor. We found the LED, so a Tutor is all we need now. Yeah, so this should be enough. Let me just double check. We go to 3 mana. We add 3 more mana. So 6, 7. 7 minus 2. Yes, this is enough. So we don't want to repeat the process. Cast some rituals. Cancel that real quick. Cast this. Cast this. I'm holding control whenever I press this just to get some more mana. Okay. And then grab this Tendrils. And then just Tendrils him. Okay. So we're up against Mono Blue Painter. Relatively new deck. So let's see what's in it. Mono Blue Painter. Looks like he has a few surgical extractions, some Hydroblast and Blue Elemental Blasts. That's about it. So I don't think we have to board too much for this matchup. He's playing quite a few islands. I guess all we really need... He's not playing Chalices, so we don't really need Abrupt Decays unless we want them. So he... Go ahead and board some number in. I don't think we'll need them, but it's okay to have them. I don't think we want to change too much with the deck. So I think that's all we want. We just need to make sure we play around Surgical Extractions and the Hydroblast effects. This hand's not great. However, we do have a Ponder. We also have Cabal Therapy. We are hitting our land drops. And one Brainstorm fixes all of this. And actually having Past in Flame is not the worst. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep this and see what happens here. Grindstone, okay. Drawing Duress seems good here, so let's just go ahead and Duress him. Well, he has the Painter Servant. Okay. He might just be dead, which is actually kind of funny. He made everything the color green. Well, we are very lucky. I guess I'm just going to do this now. Just so I don't punt the game away. Okay, he grindstones us. Does anyone know what's going on? I mean, essentially F6'd. Okay. Huh. So I'm still connected, but I don't know what's going on. This grindstone. So this is like the second time this has done this. Like, I have no clue what's going on. You may need to log off and log back in. Okay, we'll just close out of that. I mean, I guess, but what am I supposed to do in that situation? Just concede the match? I don't really know. Did the game restart? I'm so confused. That's like so shitty. Grindstone must be bugged since last update. Wonderful. Well, happened my first match too, I'm conceding. So what do I do here? Currently I'm 1 and 2. Do I just file for comp at this point? I've never done this before, so I have no clue. Not sure you can file for comp since you won match. Okay. Well, we will continue on then. That was very awkward. Didn't really know what was going on. We currently only need 11 more 11 more followers. And then I should be able to be a Twitch affiliate, so that's exciting. Even though all we've been doing all day is losing. But yeah, the first league we went like 1 and 4, something real bad with the Dack Fade-In deck. Just going to shuffle this. Found a Lotus Petal. Goblins. Let's brainstorm. We don't really need this Past in Flames. This Duress is going to be very lackluster. Let's go ahead and grab a Swamp. And then just name Goblin Lackey. Oh, he had a Lackey. He also has a Pile Driver and another Aether Vial. Wouldn't they lead with Lackey if they had it? You would assume so, but as we see, no. And now we get to get the Pile Driver too? Wow, he's so nice. Grab that pile driver. Oh, he drew another lackey. Man. So unlucky. Okie dokie. Hopefully he doesn't draw like a Krenko or Siege Gang Commander. Okay, what do you got? Nothing. Alright. Hey, we found it. Let's cast a Lotus Petal. A Lotus Petal. We're going to crack one of these for black mana, just so our Cabal Ritual will get us more manas. Cast this Lion's Eye Diamond. And then go ahead and Infernal Tutor. Just make some blue mana here. Say okay. Get this Past in Flames, red mana. I assume this is ad nauseum and not taps. You are correct. Alright, so he has goblins and stuff. So probably has Thalia's afterboard. So I just kind of want the bouncy and removal shit. I guess he could also have Mindbreak Trap. It's like Mindbreak Trap and Fairy Macabre that I'm worried about, primarily. And then creatures, he could have Thalia. I don't think I actually want therapies against him. Yeah, they only play they play fetches and then like a plateau. They also have their caverns for Thalia. Thalia is like a very popular board plan against for the Goblins deck. Then I think we just want to take out some Preordains. We probably don't want this many Duress either. But we do need a way to get rid of Mindbreak Trap if they have it. I think this is fine. Go ahead and submit that. Gonna keep. Relic of Progenitus. Okay. See what he has. See if he has any other hate cards. Which he does. We'll go ahead and take this Thorn that we couldn't beat. Yep. Yep. Just go ahead and cast this. And let's go ahead and preordain. Don't really want to brainstorm lock us if we don't find a land. 8 out pops out. So bottom. So lucky. Just say go. Goblin War Chief. Yeah, I'll just take 2 damage here. And I'm just going to untap and draw. Go ahead and grab an island. Cast Ponder. Kind of want the Dark Ritual in the Polluted Delta, so I'm going to stack it like that. Not shuffle, play out the land, and then just Fatal Push this. I'm going to remove the Ponder. War Marshal's fine. Okay. Draw this Dark Ritual. So we know the top card. I'm just going to fetch up a C here. Because I think I still just want to duress him. Get rid of that Surgical Extraction. I'm going to do that before I cast this Brainstorm. That way he can't Surgical my Brainstorms. Okay, so he just cast a Surgical on my Fatal Push. Okay. Just has a mountain in hand. Then I'm just going to say go. Keeps tapping out though, so see what he wants to do. He just lets it die. Ringleader. Okay. Yep. Take some damages. Plays a mountain. Just gonna Brainstorm here. Just use my mana efficiently. Put these 2 back. Okay. See if he wants to pop the relic. Just I think I'm just going to try to kill him on this turn. Grab another Underground Sea, cast a Brainstorm. Has another Ringleader and a Lackey. We can wait another turn, the very least. we're not in a huge rush to kill him on that previous turn. It would have been nice if we were able to, though. So we cast this Ringleader, and he gets a Matron off of it. Okay, take 6 here. So this next turn I'll have to kill him. We'll have to draw something off this brainstorm. It looks like we did not. So through all the cantripping, we did not find what we needed. Alright, we'll just concede. Alright, since he has Thorn of Amethyst, I want Abrupt Decays. It doesn't look like he's playing the Thalia Splash. So I'll go ahead and board out those. Yep, I think that's all we need. Would I like to play first? Yes. His hand looks fine. Go ahead and play this Preordain. I'm going to put the Cabal Ritual on bottom and leave the Delta on top. Aether Vial. Okay, let's see what else he has with this Duress. Just a bunch of gobos. Okay. Probably just play a Rishadan Port and pass. Yep. What are you tapping? Okay. Could have sworn we put one of these on the bottom. Okay, that's the Prospector. Okay. Ad nauseum. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go ahead and do that. So we currently have 6. Go ahead and make a blue mana. Cast this. And then I'll go ahead and cast Ad nauseum and make black mana. Yep. Yep. So I assume we should be able to get there. So awkward that it doesn't keep up with it. We've revealed like all of our cantrips, so that's cool. And just revealed an abrupt decay. Now, unfortunately, we do have a 5-drop in the deck, so I think we don't want to repeat this anymore. And so let's go ahead and ritual some more. And then we'll go ahead and ponder. Any order, shuffle yes. We found the tutor, so we're good. Just go ahead and cantrip some more, I guess. Play preordain. Put on bottom, put on top. And we'll just grab the tendrils, and then we'll tendrils him. Hooray! Alright, let's see. We've tied it back up. Let's see if we can salvage this league and go 3-2 in it. Again, and if you enjoy Legacy and you want to go ahead and click the follow button, I would appreciate it. So this is likely going to be the last match of the day for me. You will be able to check out the stream again, likely on Monday. This weekend's the pre-release, so I'm going to be playing in some of those, so I doubt I'd have time over the weekend to stream any. But I'm actually off of work all next week, so I may be streaming some more next week. I'll likely get in some standard and more Legacy, maybe some modern in there too. Hopefully with the new Guilds of Ravnica cards. It's just today they're a bit expensive and more difficult to find since the set just dropped. We're up against the Biologist. Sand looks fine. Trying to keep it. Playing against Turbodups. Could also be playing against Storm. We reanimate her. Bristlebrand. Well, this is not a good matchup at all for us. I'm just going to concede to this unmask. Some surgicals, we have some chains. That's about it. Preordains are a bit slow. So, and then, let's see. Probably don't actually want too many Chain of Vapors. So we'll just board in 4 cards for the 4 preordains. We want all the fast mana for the most part. We could board out a land, but I don't really like doing that, so we'll just run with this. We would like to play first. Would like to keep this hand. Or, yeah, let's see. Yeah, this hand's fine. Keep it. We'll see if he has a Chancellor. He didn't. So let's go ahead and Cabal Therapy him. And I think what we want to name here is just Entomb. We could also name Reanimate and whatnot, but I'd rather, if he has an Entomb, I'd rather get that out of his hand. So he does have an Entomb, so that's gone. Alright. Okay. Gets to take one of these. He'll likely just take my Brainstorm. Yep, he takes my Brainstorm. Infernal Tutor. Does that do it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Storm would only be 9. How much mana can I make? So that would be 4, 5. So that's only making 1 extra mana. Huh. So yeah, we just have to pass. I don't think there's a way to combo off of here. I think we need more mana. We can get to 4, then we go to 2. If we get Lion's Eye Diamond and crack it, that's only 5 and just enough to flashback past in Flames. So we don't have the extra mana to go Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, Infernal Tutor. But the if we draw another mana source, then we could go like Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, Infernal Tutor, or Dark Ritual, Infernal Tutor for Cabal Ritual. Maybe that's good enough. We'll see. So we place the Catacomb. Therapy. Let's go ahead and therapy him. And we'll just name Reanimate here. Mostly because Dark Ritual is just not a real magic card here. We hit 2 Reanimates. So he has a Dark Ritual and a Cabal Therapy. So he's saving the Cabal therapy to therapy himself. Now does this do it? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so... One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have enough storm. Now let me just verify mana. We'll go to 5, 6. So this will only make 1. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go to 6. Go to 9. Go to 4. Yeah, so this should be enough. Go ahead and grab the volcanic island. No, we'll go ahead and Infernal Tutor. Getting another Cabal Ritual. Cabal Ritual. Cabal Ritual. Make a red mana, cast Past in Flames. And then just go ahead and cast Infernal Tutor first. Okay, so he just conceded. On the draw, does that change anything? I don't think it changes a whole lot. Does it make Chain of Vapor any better? I don't think so. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and keep this. So he gets the board now. He didn't know what we were playing before because we just conceded on turn 1 to his Unmask. Alright, and let's see what our opener looks like. We have a Surgical, which is nice. We have mana sources. I think this is a keeper. If he has a turn 1 without a discard spell, we get to get him. Our opponent did keep 7. I think Surgical is just our best card, so we'll also go ahead and keep. We'll see how bad we get rocked. Of course he has Unmask. Now it's whether he has the combo as well. Okay, so it looks like what he doesn't have is the land drop. Go ahead and play a land. Hopefully he just doesn't draw lands. Okay, draw. hit another land, which is not what we want to see. And he found his land. So we're likely dead. We're probably super dead now if he gets a Sire of Insanity. Got Iona, same thing. Okay. Likely just names black. Yeah. So now our only out is to draw one of the 2 Chain of Vapors. Well, therapy. Well, that doesn't do it. Land, go. This is actually just lethal now. This is going to put us to 13, and then even if we did have a Chain of Vapor, we just get attacked for 7. So that's game. Now the out is like Brainstorm into double Chain of Vapor. Red mana for Faithless Looting, cool. When you hit a Brainstorm, let's see if we can get double Chain of Vapor. Can I do anything here? I guess if we still find a Chain of Vapor, we are live. Somewhat. So any order and shuffle. Chain of Vapor? Nope. Alright. Well, that will do it for tonight. We did awful. First league was a big 1-4. Next league was a big 2-3. Join me back on Monday. I believe we'll likely be testing out some standard decks on Monday, and that should give me enough time to acquire some cards. So yeah, Monday from 6 to 10, I will go ahead and create an event for that. You can also check back on any VODs if you go on Twitch. They restore my past 2 weeks worth of streams, and I've also been uploading them to a YouTube channel. You can just go down and check out the YouTube link under the YouTube section of my channel. But yeah, if you want to watch, come back on Monday.